This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk you through this 2014 Forest River Georgetown motorhome, model 328. So this is not a floor plan video, it's not a sales video. This is just, I'm going to show you some of the features in the living area, how they work. Just walk you around and through the trailer, okay? Or the motorhome, I'm sorry. So we have plenty of storage, like you normally would see. Now the water heater is right here. The thing to know about this is, just so you know, there's a switch right here, a rocker switch in the lower left hand corner. That controls the electric heating element that's behind here. So there's also a switch inside, mind you, but remember that one's there anyway, because it's a redundant switch, but it's there nevertheless. Now this is your drain plug and anode rod right there. That takes an 1 1/16 6-point socket, so that's where you would drain it from. Okay, the switches to operate it are all inside, and I'll show you when we get there. Let me just set it on this pin here. Get it back on. Okay. This is an access here. So this one is where you access the water pump and the valves. You can see there's a valve there, so on and so forth. So keep that in mind, that this is anytime you see these covers, there's usually these screw-on covers, there's usually some valves behind it somewhere for the plumbing. Okay. All right. And we just have more storage here. A few more access points. The one in front is storage. This one is access points. I can't really see in there, unfortunately. But, oh, I got my flashlight in my pocket here. Hold on. There we go. Let me see what's in here. Yeah, there's electrical work. You can see the tank, the water tank is back there. Yeah, this is access here to your power inverter, right? It inverts power, meaning it takes 12 volt DC and turns it into 110, 120 AC. It uses that for the refrigerator, basically. This is a 110 AC refrigerator. So this inverter that I just showed you will invert the 12 volts from the 2 batteries that are here, and it'll power your refrigerator. Of course, when you're driving your alternator, it charges the batteries and so on and so forth. But that's where you would access your inverter. It also has a converter, which is inside. That's the one with storage. That actually does the opposite. It turns 110 AC into 12 volt DC. We'll talk about that when we get there. These are your batteries. They're new 27 series deep cycle marine batteries. They're 12 volts and wired together at 12 volts, so it's like having double the storage capacity of your battery. Okay. All right. So like I said, this is just a basic how-to video. I'm not going to show you that cab or the chassis stuff. They'll show you that when you get here. This is just to go over some of the features. All right, so your propane fill is right here. Okay, that's where that's done. That is your hydraulic pump and your reservoir. More storage, and this one here is your generator. Now the switches to operate the generator are inside, but you can also remove this panel here, if you can see it, and there are switches there also, but most usually it's done from inside, okay? And it works, we've had it going, so there's no problem with it. More storage. Okay, and this is the water. There's where your dump hose goes right there. You've got a water filter canister, so you can if you want to put a filter in that canister, there's the wrench right there. You can put one in. It's just a carbon block filter, but it'll take a lot of the chlorine and the heavy stuff out, heavy minerals. So the bottom line is you have to change it every season. So when you winterize in the late fall, early winter, you'd throw the filter out, and then after you dewinterize in the spring, you'd put a new one in. Okay. Alrighty. So after you dump your black tank here, there's the valves. They are black and gray. For the black tank, which is toilet water and waste, gray tank is sink and shower water. After you do that, you can leave the black tank valve open and then hook the hose of the dump station right onto here. And that flushes out your black tank. Cleans off the sensors, that sort of thing. Okay? This is your city water fill right here. This is the most common way to get water to the trailer. You just hook it up, turn it on, and you're all set. I keep calling it a trailer, I'm sorry. To the RV. So the second way is through the, let's say you go to a campground that does not have plumbing on the campsites, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right through here and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. So either way you can use the city water, excuse me, you can use the plumbing just like there is city water even if you're pumping out of the tank. Okay, alrighty. That's basically it there. This is your gas filler here, so you know, for your generator. Now the generator, keep in mind with the generator, I don't have the schedule here and I didn't prep this one, but you're going to have to change the oil in it regularly. That's very important. And I didn't check this oil or anything, but first thing I would do when I got it home is to look at it and see if it needs to be changed, okay? So here we are, I'm just looking, so this is basically cable and satellite through, part cable. This is your dump hose, that is your 50 amp power cord there. So you have all that right there. You have a ladder so you can go up on the roof and inspect it. Manufacturers all state that you should inspect your roof every 90 days, so make sure you do that. You have a backup camera right there. Alright. So let's go inside and see what we can see. Now, just so you know, these slide outs have slide toppers on them, and if you look at the cables on them, these slide outs are Accu slides. In case anybody asks or you need to know, you know, there are different types of slide outs. These are called Accu slides. Okay. One thing when we first come in the door here, it's kind of hard to see with the chair here, but this is for your sine wave converter or inverter right there. You can see if you can see the yellow light on there, that's the switch to give to turn on the power in the living area of your trailer. They call it house power. And then you have switches, lights, that sort of thing, all right here. Okay. So the only thing I'm going to tell you up at the cab, obviously you have a panel here, and that's where you'll see your backup camera and everything. It'll display on that screen there. This over here is your automatic stabilizer. Now, this one I'm sure you have to have the emergency brake on and maybe even power on with using your key. I'm not sure about the power part, but for sure you're going to have to turn the emergency brake on. And basically what you're going to do is you're just going to auto, which is auto leveling. You just push that and it'll level it. When you're bringing it back, you would put it to, I'm trying to think how. You've got all jacks retract, which would do it, of course. You can select them individually if you want right here, and that's your power switch right there. So to level it, you're just about always going to just use the auto level feature. Okay, but if you need to move them one by one, you can do that by selecting these. Okay. Alrighty. Let me get out of this chair here. Okay. One thing, this bunk goes up and down, of course, and there's a mattress and everything up there, so it turns into a bed. Okay. You have a range top. This runs on LP gas, right? You got 3 burners. To light it, you turn this sparker clockwise, like that, to light it. So you're just going to turn the gas on, turn this clockwise to spark it, and it'll light. The burners will light. To use this one, I'm just going to look to see what we got here. Okay, so this one you have to light with a lighter, a grill lighter. So this is the oven knob here. You would go to pilot, depress it, keep it depressed during this whole procedure. You take your long neck grill lighter and light the pilot light back there, After it lights, you still hold it in for another 10 or 15 seconds and then go to operating temperature. When you shut it off, the flame goes out, of course, but so does the pilot light. So you got to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay. Microwave works like any other microwave. This, let me see what we have here. Yeah, this jackknife, it turns into a bed. This one you can drop the tabletop down onto these cleats here and use the back cushions to fill in the space, and that turns into another bed. Okay, let me see what we have here. I can get it to open. Sorry about the camera work. I know we're up close and you know, it's not the best of, but I'll do the best I can for you. Okay. Anyway, this is a TV. This is that you can pull this rack out and you can pitch it different ways into different positions, that sort of thing. The radio, all that is up front, of course. Your refrigerator works on 110 AC. That's why you have the inverter. Remember, I mentioned that, because it inverts 12 volts DC to 110 AC, so the refrigerator will run when you're not plugged in. You also can make it run by turning on your generator, for example. That'll do it too. Okay. This is the thermostat for your front zone. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just go fan, cool, furnace, and then off. Try to always run the fans on the cool or fan. Try to always do it on the auto. That's the best way to run it. Fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor, so it just circulates air basically. Okay. You have an identical one back here for zone 2, I would think. Yep, right here. So there you have it back here for the air conditioner that's back here. Okay, so I guess I'll go into the bathroom. Sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. That is a GFCI there, so keep in mind there's probably 2 of them in this trailer. All the plugs, even the ones on the outside, are wired through this GFCI, or one of the 2 GFCI, so keep that in mind if you have to reset it. Also, I'm sure you've owned RVs before, but you can't run this toilet dry. By dry, I'm talking about the black tank. So right below there is the black tank, right? When I open the trap like that using this foot pedal, water comes swirling out like this. So what you do is you pull to the campground and park, you hook up your power and your water, and then you come in here with your toilet chemical. You just put 1 dose right in the bowl, and then you step on the pedal and let about a gallon or so of water flow into the black tank, and you're all set. The thing is, you can't use the toilet dry or the black tank dry because the smell will be overwhelming and it can also get clogged up. So always start with water and chemical. That's a fan there. Run the fan with the shower to pull the humidity out. That's important because these things are built very tight now. Storage. I'm sure you've seen all that before. Okay, so this is a control panel here. You can just check the levels. Let's see, your battery is on its way to being charged. I just installed those right before I did this video, so they're charging up right now. Fresh water is full, black, gray, so on and so forth. As it fills up, it'll graduate up in 1/3 increments as it fills. Once you get past 2/3, you got to start thinking about dumping the black and gray tank. Okay. Light your water heaters right here. Okay. Water pump is right here. Your Arctic pack, which are tank heaters for your fresh gray and black water tanks. You can turn that on and it'll keep them warmer. You can stay out longer in the winter and go out earlier in the early spring, whatever. Okay. Slide rooms. Okay. Pretty self-explanatory. It works like every other trailer. Now that device right down there is your power converter. I told you the inverter inverts power from 12 volt DC to 110 AC. This does the opposite. It takes 110 AC and it converts it to 12 volt DC. So everything that runs on 12 volts in here will run off of that machine there, that device, as long as it's plugged in. It also is a battery charger, so it'll charge your batteries when you're plugged into shore power also. Okay. Okay. The slide out is out, so the rest of it's self-explanatory. Okay. Alright, so let me just look around, see if I forgot anything. I think we've pretty much got it. Okay. Alright, so I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here, your motorhome at National RV Detroit. And make sure you remember what I told you about it, inspecting the seals on the trailer, roof seals, any place you see caulk from the factory. That should be done every 90 days. It's important with all trailers and motorhomes. So also remember, it has to be winterized, of course, in the late fall. So okay, thank you very much.